Thanks for the hearts. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. So I'm really excited. I actually just took the weekend off of Facebook, and I'm telling you that is so refreshing to do that periodically. Just take a break. So I'm excited because today we start our Awaken to Joy series, and I'll tell you, for those of you who don't follow me, I do this whenever I need something, as I invite others to do it with me because I love company. And I had a bit of a rough month and my vibe got really low, and I said, all right, I need to do something about it. So I pulled out my first book, Awaken to Joy. You can get it on Amazon if you want it. And in it, what I did is I actually took myself, you can hear the story if you want. You can listen to my podcast from my last week's radio show, which I'll share with you the link. You just go to Erdman-Luntz.com/Awaken to Joy. So me.com/Awaken to Joy. And you can get the recording, because I told the whole story of where this came from. But basically it came from a very low time in my life when I needed to work on feeling better, feeling more compassionate, feeling more loving, feeling more centered, feeling more grounded, feeling more present, all of those wonderful things. And I was really struggling, and I needed some tangible steps I could take. And I did it. I did it for myself, and I did it over a year, and my students noticed the difference. And my students said, my yoga students at the time, said, would you do it for us? And I said, do what? And they said, whatever you did for you, could you do it for us? And I led this program. I actually called it A Year Living Nonviolently because it was based on the precepts of Ahimsa, which is the yogic principle of nonviolence. But a lot of people said, okay, but I don't get what that means. I'm not violent. And it occurred to me that I really need to call it A Year of Living Compassionately, because that's what it's about. And then it blossomed into Awaken to Joy. And it actually is meant to be a year long, but it's funny. I wrote it 6 years ago, so I started leading it probably 10 years ago. And back in those days, we had longer attention spans. We could do something over a year, you know, and nowadays our attention span is much shorter. So for now, for this series, I'm actually going to do this over a month. So we're going to do it over about 20 days. Today is day one, so we're going to get you started, but they're going to be really tangible things that you can step into to help yourself feel better. And if you forget any, if you don't see any of the videos, I'm going to present it all via live stream and Periscope, for those of you on Periscope. And these videos will be on that post, Erdman-Luntz.com/Awaken to Joy. So if you're catching us late, or if you miss one day or 2 days or 3 days, go there. Now you also can get the worksheet. I created a really simple worksheet to help you follow along as you go along. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with all of you. So thanks for joining me. So today is getting started. What do I want you to do to get started? Super, super simple. You need to get a focus area. So stick with me here. What we're going to do, if you think of yourself as having a limited amount of, just stick with me here, joy, like a limited units of joy. Everything we do in our life, everything we expose ourselves to, everything we eat, everything we say either adds to that joy or pulls away from that joy. It either brings us closer to our higher self or pulls us away from the higher self. In fact, there's no such thing as neutral. And what we're going to be doing as we go through this series is putting more attention on what we do. Because there are all sorts of things we all do. We all have things that we do that pull us away from our joy that we don't even realize we do. We just keep doing it. It just kind of happens. If you've ever heard that story about the woman who cut off the ends of her pot roast before she cooked it every time, and she always cut off the ends, and one day her husband says, why do you cut off the ends? And she said, you know, I don't know, my mom used to always do that. And they said, well, let's ask your mom. So she called her mom and said, Mom, why did you cut off the ends of the pot roast? She said, you know, I don't know. Grandma always did it. So they called Grandma and they said, Grandma, why did you cut off the ends of your pot roast? And she said, well, because I had a really short pan and I couldn't fit it in. Right? We do this. We keep doing things without realizing why we do it. It came from something, but we continue to do it even though it's no longer serving us for whatever reason. So this work is about becoming more aware of the things that pull us away from our joy, and either making different choices or just being aware, this pulls me away from my joy, so I need to do something to fill myself up. And we're going to be doing things that add to our joy and bringing more of that into our life. So what I want to do is just bring your awareness to it over the next 3 weeks. little by little, and then we'll see. I may actually run you through the program over 3 months so that you can take a whole week on each of the topics. But for now, we're just going to get started. Like I said, I'm here to make myself feel better, and I love company. So if you want the whole book, you can get the whole book. You can see all my tabs. I still study it. It's really funny, I have to say. I've pulled it out periodically over the years and read sections and said, I kid you not, wow, this is really good. And I have people who will quote me, and I'll say, gosh, that's a great quote. Where is that from? Who said that? And they said, you. You know, I just think it's interesting that we can write things and then forget that we wrote them. Okay, so because what we're going to be doing will probably have a trickle effect on our vibe, meaning it won't necessarily be this dramatic shift. I want you to find a focus area where you can pay attention to how you're feeling and how you're reacting. Okay, so it's going to trickle out to everywhere in your life. But if there's some place in your life right now you can think of that you would like it to be different, you would like to feel differently there, you would like to react differently there. It might be a place where you feel irritated or frustrated or annoyed or irritated. I think I said that. Maybe it's at work. Maybe it's with a particular person, in a particular situation, a particular time of day. Maybe you wake up grumpy or you go to bed grumpy and you want to be in a better space. Pick one small microcosmic area where you can begin to pay attention to how you're feeling, how you're reacting, how you are showing up in the world. Because over the next 3 weeks, money back guarantee, that's going to begin to shift. Okay? It's going to begin to change, and then you can start to notice it. Because the change tends to be slow, it's nice, you know, it's not this huge dramatic shift. It's not like you lose 10 pounds in a week where everyone's going to necessarily notice. Now, having said that, it can be, okay? There could be something that is draining your energy so fast, and we're going to talk about this because when your energy is drained, you go from feeling good to desperation and fear in a matter of seconds. There can be some things that drain your energy that fast. And if we can fill that drain up, you can stop it up so that you no longer have that huge emptiness, that huge drain, then you can shift quickly on a dime and be in a whole new space, which is kind of exciting. But it is nice to have that one area that you can watch, you can pay attention to, you can notice, am I showing up differently? Is it feeling differently? Is life different? Okay? Now, if this gave you any kind of support whatsoever, please share it with others. The more the merrier. It is a free thing. I'm just doing it out here on Facebook and on Periscope out for all of you. Thanks for the hearts. And if you want to follow me, be sure, so on Periscope, swipe right, left, up, or down to follow me. And on Facebook, if you're seeing this, you're already following me, so awesome. But feel free to click on LauraErdman-Luntz.com or go to LauraErdman-Luntz.com/awaken to joy. If you're on Facebook, my cover page goes to that. You can go there and get the goodies, okay? So you're going to get the worksheet and I think a couple of other links, and I'll be sending out, I always send out things as I go along because I think of fun things that I want to add to this. All right, you ready to awaken to your joy? You ready to step into a whole new place, a whole new space? I hope so. I hope so, and I hope you'll join me. So I look forward to sharing with you, and y'all may be inspired to live your extraordinary life.